We're aiming to make a perfect dry-aged Wagyu burger, bitches. So if you watched the steak and corn salad episode, you saw that we busted into that 30-day dry-aged Wagyu ribeye. And boy, was it good. And then we thought, if we're gonna cut it up to make steaks out of it, maybe leave a little bit out and grind it to make a burger. So that's what we're doing. There's gonna be sauteed mushrooms in this. Not too much else, because we want to really experience the loveliness of the loveliness. And by the way, I still have a head cold. I'm still COVID something. Adjacent, I'm COVID adjacent, but I'm fine. This is some of the aged Wagyu right here. I trimmed off the pellicles. I got down to this. I had 3 thin little pieces here, and I cut them so they'll fit into the grinder attachment deal thing. So they're ready to go. So let's grind, shall we? Before it warms up anymore and starts melting in my hands.
And the flies come.
And the flies come. And by the way, I've left fat because I like a 20% fat component. And I think I've kind of got that. So I'm ready if you're ready. And there we are. Fantastic. Okay. All right. So let's do this, shall we? How big do we want to make these? 1/3 of a pound? So what we're going to do is we're going to make 2. One of them I will cook on the flat top. The other one I am going to sous vide and then finish on the flat top. So we'll make these 5 ounces. Now we've talked about this before. The less you can squish this together, the better. That way the juices have a chance to run in and through these strands of ground beef, making for a much juicier outcome. Oh, it's got that distinctive dry-aged smell that is so great. Okay, 2 patties. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take one of these guys, put it in this Ziploc bag, and this now will go into the sous vide behind me, set at 135 degrees. So if the water's set at 135, we do this. The idea is that as the, ow, hot water, ow.
Why didn't you just vacuum seal it?
Huh? Because you can't. It'll squish it. You
Well,
thought
they
you were
say
being,
that. No,
you
tell
thought you were being
everybody.
really smart
Say
there.
we didn't, what, you didn't tell anyone? No, yeah, I did, but because you didn't
I thought that
tell
was
anybody.
obvious. So here's the deal. You can't vacuum seal it properly because it'll squish this. And I don't want it squished. So I'll just do this. This will keep it under. And now I will take a little piece of tape, secure my bag, and say goodbye. We will see you in about an hour. While the patty is sous videing away, we are going to saute some mushrooms. We're gonna keep this pretty simple. Really good, dry-aged Wagyu mushroom burger. The little cheese. But a word about mushrooms first. So these I sliced, these are baby portobellos, AKA Cremini mushrooms. You can buy them sliced. I don't like to buy them sliced because some are hugely thick and some are very thin. I don't like it. I like to control my own slicing. But you also need to know that mushrooms often come with a bunch of dirt on them. And you don't wanna wash them because they're like little sponges and they'll soak up all that water and they'll make for a shit mushroom. So just take a towel and just brush off the dirt. If there's a little bit left after, no big deal. You'll be fine. No one's gonna die here. But don't take that literally, because if somebody died from some poison mushroom, I don't wanna get shit for it. And then you got it like this, you can keep the stems, but I like to just pop them out like this. Save them if you want, and I just cut these, and that's what's in here. And that's what we will cook. To our warm pan, some olive oil and the mushrooms. You can use a decent amount of heat here. We're not making scrambled eggs. Well, obviously we're not making scrambled eggs, but the point is you don't have to be gentle. I used to work with a guy that when he got to this point, he'd say, yeah, give him a hard sear. And maybe that's a restaurant trick, I don't know, but we want to get them softening and their moisture to pee out, and then we'll carry on from there. So you notice here, right here, you see the bubbling? That's the moisture coming out of the mushroom. That's why we don't want to add moisture by washing them. But so what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep them going until that moisture evaporates out. Is that redundant? Until that moisture evaporates. Then we move on. There you go, right? So now, tiny splash of oil, some garlic, gets fragrance, stir it in, and now it only gets a couple of things, keeping them super simple. One is a knob of butter. What was that, tablespoon? Oh boy, I know where these are headed. One of my favorite combinations ever. We did this with the dry-aged steak we made with the corn salad. We basted the steak with a combination of butter, garlic, and soy. We'll give it a little splash. That's it. You mix. They smell insane. A little salt and pepper. Take these guys off the heat. We'll warm them up when the burger's ready. But when the sous vide's done, we're cooking. All right before we make the patties, we make a little aioli. So little mayo, a little splash of truffle oil. Nice. And a little parsley. And we mix. That is going to be gold. All right, patty time. All right, here we go. Obviously the uncooked one. And here is the sous vide guy. 137 degrees inside, but it's a little moist. They always come out like that. Oh, wow. It's like oil. It's like an oil slick on my fingers. It's like an oil slick on my fingers from the Wagyu, which I know is kind of disgusting, but this is not disgusting. My goal is, can I get this patty cooked to where this guy is inside on the flat? And I think I can. So this guy, I'm gonna cook in a super screaming hot cast iron pan because I only want it to be in about 30 seconds aside. I don't want to cook it anymore. I just want to sear it. And this guy will do right over here on the flat top, and it doesn't even need oil because the fat content in this is crazy. They're both getting seasoned with salt and pepper, and this little gray ugly thing here. Sorry, buddy. I know how you feel. But we just thought it'd be more fun to do this. All right, when my mushrooms are ready, this cast iron pan's getting very hot. We're gonna leave it on the heat. This guy's gonna go on first on the flat, and off we go. And we're down. Right away, you see the fat starting to come off it. You. But it's thick, so I don't have this as hot as if I was cooking some things because it's still gotta cook through, you know? It's gotta cook through, man. It's gonna be hard to beat the thickness of this compared to the other guy, but the smell of this is kind of insane. So I'm gonna turn this guy a couple times because I wanna keep the cooking even. Great stuff. The mushrooms are gorgeous here, super gorgeous and ready. Actually, I can turn them off. And we'll throw buns on to get a little color. Oh yeah. Perfect bottom, beautiful top, another beautiful top. That crust is gonna be something else. All right. More. So beautiful, man, so beautiful. Time for a little cheese, a white cheddar. And now I think it's time for our other guy to go in. I just stole in a little bit of the grease from that first one dripping, and now in we go. So this I'm gonna give not very long. In fact, I may need to finish the cheese with a torch. So this one I think is ready. I'm gonna take him off, let him just sit. I'll help that cheese. And this guy, I don't want to cook anymore, so yeah, this is all I need. And now this will get cheese. We'll give this guy a quick rooftop melt with water and a lid. And now we'll take him off. All right, should be obvious, we sauce first. Smell a little truffle. Next, the mushrooms. And we want a nice bed of these. That little bit of soy in here makes a huge difference. And that's it. The sous vide patty comes like that. The flat top patty comes on like that. And everybody gets a lid. Everybody gets a lid and applause from the gardeners. Sous vide, not sous vide. All right, only thing to do now is cut them and eat them. And see how we did. Sous vide side. Looks pretty nice.
Beautiful.
And the hand done side, I'm having a bite of this guy. Smells amazing. Where do I go? Here. I'm telling you, that dry aging, it's really something. Wow, this is good. That little truffle mayo and the mushrooms, come on. Simple, straightforward, fucking delicious. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, we'd appreciate it if you did. It's a nice thing to do.
It helps us.
It does help us, absolutely helps us. So do all that and don't eat the same thing all the time.